Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at Cassandra and Dawn. We've decorated their lovely mansion and now we're going to play with them. So let's see what happens. Okay, Dawn can quickly use the bathroom. It's Monday morning and I'm not sure if any of them will need to go to work. See? Cassandra would like to have a child, so we'll try and organize that for them. But first I'm going to let her phone some services because we want to hire a butler, a maid and a gardener. They will definitely need some help with their yard and definitely with keeping the home organized. The only thing I'm going to change in their garden is I'm going to add some plants because sometimes when you don't have flowers and you phone the gardener, they tell you that there's no plants for them to take care of, even if there's bushes. I've experienced that. I'm not sure if it's because of a mod. So I'm just going to add a little patch of flowers, although it looks kind of silly if it's alone like this. So I may just add a fountain or something just to tie it all together a little bit. We'll do this in some flat area that's easy for the gardener to reach and to tend. There we go. I think this one suits their home and aesthetic one enough. I'll just put some soil around it so it looks a bit more natural. There we go. I think now the gardener should agree to come and work. That looks lovely. Okay, so Cassandra's quickly going to open that. Okay. Then a maid. And lastly, we'll organize a butler for them. I know the butler can do everything, but I prefer to have more than one service. That way I know it will get done. Alright, so she'll join job. Alright, so she'll join John. I keep on wanting to say John. Alright, so we'll give them some privacy. Hopefully, we will end up with a baby for them. Alright. We'll just add a reward for her. I didn't originally give her any rewards for her needs. I think that's a good place to start. Otherwise, it's quite a nightmare keeping needs up. So. Alright, so one can change up and take a shower. And maybe Dawn can just let them have some meat sandwiches. Something light for lunch. Okay, so we can see that it did work. She is expecting one baby according to this. Although I have to say, it can say one and sometimes it ends up being two. So we'll see, but I've placed a lot of mods back after cleaning out a little bit and going through my downloads. But the 18-hour pregnancy, as far as I know, is still not in. I had a few other things I had to pull out first. So we'll probably not see the baby yet in this round. Alright, we can send her down. And maybe a caramel coffee drink. Doesn't know she's pregnant yet, so she can still drink some coffee without realizing. I know that's one thing they say you should take it easy on. So. Okay, some visitors left. Goodness, me and this camera. I wanted to just take a picture of him quickly. Don sitting with his sandwich. So I'll just quickly do that before we greet anyone. Excuse the blue sky in the back. I don't have my skyboxes in yet. That's one thing that's not in. I have to get used to playing it a little bit more vanilla. We'll let him come and say hello. And we'll send her out as well. Quickly greet everyone. The names are still a bit messed up here. It's Fair Play Sims that came to say hello, but I have to fix pretty much every episode in setup. I'll have to fix names. But it's basically like the Caliente sisters would be the Caliendo brothers. And then also the female version of Darren. So it's all fair play. Alright, we can also pick up the package from Mr. Humble. And we can have everyone socialize a little bit. I like having the Sims from these two neighborhoods interact and see, you know, how they experience each other, whether they actually get along or not. I always find that very interesting to see. I forgot to put their ACR in, so I'll quickly find a spot for it. I think here on the veranda is good for this. And I should make sure that everyone is set up. Don should either be very good friends with Nick Caliendo, or they will not get along. That's the two situations that I've had in the past, because with other playthroughs at least, they're very much alike in some ways, and they're also very different in others, because Nick's personality is very different from Don's. He's neat and things like that, but Don isn't. But they both this romancing type guys. So we'll see. Okay, so oh dear, these two went to the hot tub. Okay, well. They're still in the honeymoon phase of their relationship. At least Cassandra thinks she is. Dawn is just being Dawn. That's a lovely picture. Two of them. I just find it hard to be happy for Cassandra because, you know, I don't know about you guys, but when you know that someone's a cheating scumbag in the back of your mind, it kind of makes it hard to be happy for someone else who's with them, because the person's just being misused and mistreated. So we'll let her serve something proper, because the sandwiches are not really very filling. We know that Dawn's a horrible cook, so she will need something proper. Interesting to see how the other Sims either don't get along or do. Okay, I think he can say goodbye to them. Everyone has kind of interacted now. And then he can just answer the phone that's ringing. Aha, so Bella just phoned. And Donna's kind of like, yes, she is, because he knows. If this comes out, if it comes out that someone phoned claiming to be Bella while Cassandra was looking for her mom, and he said, no, she's not available, there will be a problem. So he's telling Cassandra and saying, listen, someone's on the phone claiming to be your mother. I don't know if it's just something silly, but maybe you should go and talk to the person. So Cassandra goes over and she speaks at first, thinking maybe it's just some hoax, but then realizing it really is her mom. And this is very important to Cassandra because she's been searching for her mom and she has been very frustrated with not being able to find answers. And then she's experienced how her dad basically gave up the search. And now she's making arrangements to meet up with her mom. Okay, she's hungry. We have to feed her. Go grab a bowl of soup. Sure, the phone is ringing constantly over here. This time it seems to be for Dawn because his cell phone is. So she's giving him feedback now that it is in fact her mom. And Dawn is, you see the minus symbol, he's really stressed about what her mom would say now that they're married. Okay, so Dina wants to meet up with him. I cannot send them to downtown because there's not enough buildings there yet. I'm busy building one. So, but it seems now when I look back that I actually said yes. Okay, I do want Don to go out with Dina because he is a cheating scumbag, and Dina and him have quite a bit of chemistry and a history. He seems to be really into Dina. But let's see where I took them. Because there's nothing in downtown. So now looking back, editing wise, I'm not sure where I sent them. Okay, so she's going to bed. Maybe she should just eat one more bowl of soup because her hunger is really bad. Yeah, here I realize that there's nothing in Sim City to send them to. So I end up making a bit of a change. And I just invite her over. Yeah, doing that. Okay. Okay, now it's as if he's standing her up. Yeah, that's a bit of a blooper. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking there. Well, I said yes. Alright, so we'll let him wait for Dina outside. We don't want her ringing the doorbell. Here she is. Of course, that walk. He finds him very hot and he walks up to her like he's, I don't know, owning the town. Alright, so we're gonna see what these two get up to. Oh, it takes it as if they are on the outing. She does have this little thumb bob above her head. So, okay, perhaps it won't see it as he was stood up. Done. Okay, yeah, it's because the couch is at an angle. That will never, it's never successful. Okay. I think we'll just make her selectable so I can direct them. Which is much easier. Don is taking literally the long way around. He's walking all around the house. Fully done. Oh, Mortimer is stealing the newspaper. So Mortimer is very angry at Dina. And because Dina... Here, he's angry at Don too, though. So at the moment, Mortimer doesn't really want to visit because he doesn't want to see Don. Okay, we're going to mix up the drama with these two. We'll see what happens. And Sandra's asleep in bed. But we will let her come down and see what the situation is. For storytelling purposes, of course. So she hears giggles in the hot tub. She walks out. She's kind of half asleep, groggy from being asleep. And first she's kind of like, no, am I asleep? I hear her phone ringing. She's kind of confused. Walking back to hear the phone ring, and then she hears a lot of noise there, and she runs back. And I think my ACR settings went haywire because, yeah, no jealousy. Oh my goodness, that's why. Sandra would not be jealous. And Don and Dina don't even notice that she's there because he's convinced that she's asleep. And he's starting to realize, but Dina is not, and Cassandra is furious. Now she's wide awake. And yeah, this is the end of their relationship. She caught them in the act, and she's really, really upset with him, and there's no way that she would accept him back. Now, her father has been, he didn't tell her who he suspects the father of Dina's child is. So she was still under the illusion that Don was decent and that he had nothing to do with that, and that Dina was just a conniving slut. But now she realizes that That's not the case at all. And both Dawn and Dina are very much involved with each other. So she breaks up with him on the spot, tells him she wants no part of his disgusting lifestyle, and that she's not some third wheel or some desperate woman who can't get any other man. And she's sending him packing. She's saying, well, you will just have the money that you brought in. And she basically attacks Dina. She gets physical with Dina. Gives her a couple of slaps. Of course, I have to photo document all of them. To tell the story, you know. Dawn cries more about the money than anything else. He was living such a luxury life. I can't remember who won this. Let's see. Oh, well, okay. Dina actually gets a couple of slaps back because she can't stand Cassandra. She always thought Cassandra was a real big loser. So. But Cassandra tells her, get out of my property, or you will end up with your butt in jail where you belong. Don't know that I would be getting back in that hotel. I would definitely not. After what I just witnessed there. Have it disinfected with lots of disinfectant. Okay, I think all these things are off. So she would just, I don't know that I can delete this. It doesn't seem she can do anything with it either. No, I can't. Whoops. Okay, you know, that's where we like buy a whole new cupboard. She does have the money, so it's okay. Alright. Now she can easily keep up. And we can let her just have dinner. She doesn't have to serve. It's just after midnight, but pregnant and she's kind of feeling some cravings coming her way, so she can have something now. We'll forgive her for eating such a crazy time of the night. Yeah, so Cassandra finds herself alone in this huge mansion, and she's very sad that things ended this way, but at the same time, she prefers to know rather than not know. Um, think I'm in the wrong one. Looking back at this, I'm pretty sure Bella is just under the towny pool. Now, why am I in here? Not under there. She's under Bandit. Yeah. Hopefully I find her this time. There she is. Her name is also quite messed up. So I'm just gonna move her in because I want her to be available now as playable now that she's contacted Cassandra. So she's actually not got the personality of a romance sim at all. So I'm going to say that she's kind of confused. Now that she's back, she's feeling very confused. She doesn't know what she wants. So we're just gonna go with that for her because it's kind of strange. We have to edit her age because she cannot be younger than Cassandra. There is no way that that's possible. I mean, I guess we could say that her ordeal did something to her, but I'm not playing with aliens at all. So I'm playing from the perspective that it was a made up thing to try and throw the police off. You know, kind of a ridiculous idea that no one could follow up on. And, you know, would make people kind of give up because she's not on this planet, you know, that type of idea. But she was in fact abducted and she got away. And they don't know who it was that abducted her. She also doesn't know. So the person is basically getting away with it at the moment. But she made her way back home, and after escaping, and now she's found her family, but she's kind of confused and going through a bit of a time where she doesn't quite know what she wants out of life, and she's reevaluating everything because she heard that Mortimer moved on. She doesn't know that he's divorced again, but Cassandra calls over her dad and says, "Listen, Dad, I need you to meet up with Mom. She is back." Oh, no, he doesn't want to stay because I'll make Mortimer. Come on, dude. He's just leaving. Get him? No. I love it when you have a story in mind and the Sims just do what they want. Okay, whatever, Mortimer. You clown. We'll let Cassandra and her mom interact. I wanted to have the story so that she phones over her dad and he's there. Alright, so she gives her mom a big hug. She's so glad to see her. So happy that she's safe. And her mom basically tells her what has happened and what trauma she went. She doesn't know if people wanted money for her release or if they wanted to just get rid of her, what their plan was. The only thing she overheard made her think that the people that held her against her will did that because they were working for someone else who wanted them to just detain her so that she wouldn't be available to be with her family. And she doesn't know who the people were. Okay, so I'm thinking of just letting Bella live in one of these rooms for now with Cassandra until we can reunite her with Mortimer, or attempt to at least. I'm just going to change her outfit because I have default replacements and now her outfit doesn't make sense. Alright, so let's see. I have a red dress that, I mean, I could go this way, but I have a full body red dress that I have in mind for her. Yeah, there we go. That's absolutely as close as I can get. I mean, it's a little different, but it's as close as I would say. A red dress can be. Alright, so we'll let her fix her outfit. It's night, kind of early in the morning, so we'll just make Cassandra go to bed. And Bella has to go to work. She did get a temporary, like, kind of job just to be able to live, you know, because she needed money. There she is in her full glory. Bella is back. And she does look lovely. So we'll take a little snapshot of that. Okay, so off she goes. And Cassandra will go to sleep. We've edited her energy a bit. She's really tired. She's also really angry when she thinks of what they've done to her and to her dad. She realizes that there was never any love involved. So she feels very used and very upset. A lot that she has to do with emotionally. Alright, we'll say feels a bit more rested now, and she gets up. Need to just add her another for her once. And I'm going to let her phone make a phone call this morning. Save quickly. Don't want to lose any of the events that took place. Oh dear, she has to go to work. Okay. Never mind. We'll organize that when she gets back. Okay, So we're going to have a bit of an empty nest. Oh, Bala comes. Okay, so we'll speed up time until Bella returns. There we go, she's back. Okay, well, why not? Gas station. I would have never imagined Bella having a job like that. Alright, so we'll let her make a phone call then. Dead. Yeah, Bella, we're glad you got a promotion. I mean, it's not like you were promoted to star of all time. Well, FD 900 and something. Okay, so she's phoning Mortimer. And she's saying, listen, your daughter tried to phone you last night, but you were not available. And he's kind of like, okay, yeah, I got a message from Cassandra, so I will come over to meet with you. But he's still a bit skeptical. He's still thinking it might be that it really is Bella. Could she possibly be back? He feels a little bit guilty for dismissing phone call from before. And Brandy's like, is that Bella? I thought she was missing. And she's very happy to see her husband. She gives him a big old kiss because now Cassandra has told her what happened and that Dina was after his money, that he realized what she was up to. I still have to fix her name. We'll do that. Okay, and still lovey-dovey. And she's like, well, do you now believe that it truly is me? And Mortimer says, yes, of course. I can see that it is you, and I'm so sorry. You get a lot of kook balls out there, and I was just afraid that that was the case. I will make him selectable as well. And he'll say to her, listen, come back, live with me. I know that we're kind of divorced by the fact that you were missing. So marry me again. We'll renew our vows. Well, we'll get married again because we'll need to have everything legal. And she says, of course, I will come back home. I can't wait to see Alexander again. I missed you guys so much. But while you're here, let's relax a little bit together. I just want to spend some time with you. I haven't seen you in so long. And he says, well, no problem. I don't have anywhere else I have to be, so I would love to spend time with you as well. So they end up relaxing a bit in the hot tub, catching up, talking about everything that's happened. And he's just so overjoyed at having her back. For the first time, he's actually really happy that things did not work out with Dina. And he realizes how horrible it would have been if Bella returned and he was happily married to Dina, because then he would have to make a choice. And that would have been really hard for him to do. He would never want to make choices like that. So they end up getting kind of romantic. And we'll see where that leads, of course. And the butler, if he hasn't been briefed, is like, well, I don't know what madhouse I work. The people who live here. Okay, so we fulfilled her want as well. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them get out now. And she'll say to him, okay, listen, go back home. You need to be back home when Alexander is there to share the happy news with him. And I'll pack and make my arrangements here. I'll just wait for Cassandra to come back. And then I will move back in as soon as I can. And we'll start arranging our wedding, so we can get our lives back on track. We'll let her have a little snack. And goodness, if I can just select the bed and all the deco. And okay, we'll let her little sleep. So do that in this bed temporarily. And we'll wait for Cassandra to come home. Here she is. Okay, well, let's just Cassandra greet Tommy. In one of my other playthroughs, Bala actually married Tommy. He's the male version of John Tellerman. He's from Fairplay. Oh, there's the belly. And here's Camellia Cupcake from Somerville, the bakery. Oh. Alright, so we'll just check if there's any chemistry between these two. I think she'll just probably contact Darren. But, yeah, we'll just let her say goodbye to her. Nice to meet you, bye. Okay, so she's gonna start her maternity leave now. And I think Cassandra is kind of faced with a decision she has to make. She enjoys living in her own home, and she doesn't necessarily want to move back in with her mom, dad, and brother. It's not that she doesn't love them and want to be with them, but she's going to have a child that she wants to leave a home to. So, find out. First, we'll just talk to him, kind of give him an update of everything that's happened. And we'll also talk to Mary Sue, that's her other friend. She'll tell her about everything that's happened. And we'll let her freshen up a little bit as well. Can chat with people on the computer while her mom's asleep. It's interesting, now that she's broken up with Dawn, she literally has no chemistry with him either. But really, if you think about it, they don't have the same aspirations in life, so technically they wouldn't really, they're not each other's type, if I can put it that way. And I have a mod where the secondary aspiration actually makes a difference as well. It takes into account the primary and secondary aspiration, so it looks at a combination of the two. And yeah, I mean, she's a family knowledge. He's romance and popularity, as far as I remember. So it's complete opposites. And okay, yeah, what I'm actually doing, you will see, is I'm setting up something here because I want her to meet her male version from Fair Play. There's a reason for that. I kind of have to make a decision whether I'm going to let her pursue a relationship with Darren or if I'm going to let her end up with her male version. In one of my playthroughs, they had max chemistry and they were very happy together. I actually did a little off-camera playthrough like that. But it's not the same in every single playthrough, I've noticed that. So I'm going to check what is her chemistry with him like, and whether I should, because I want her to end up with the person that's best suited for her. So we'll just see what she thinks of him. Well, it doesn't really show much in line of chemistry. Let's see if we let him be the one. Okay, it's max chemistry. So, we'll see. Now it's really going to be a situation of we can pull up their relationship and then we can see what wants people roll for each other. But, you know, I might override that and still just let her end up with Darren. Story-wise, we'll see. We'll see what... We can say that these two are great friends. Because they work together. They do actually work together. And she can get to know... They can just all get to know each other. And we'll see what I decide. I'm not going to make a decision. We'll see who we let them end up with. And it's not to say that I will let both of their versions end up with Bala and... Interesting. You would think that Bala would get along with Morticia because that's Mortimer's female version, but okay. Okay. We'll let them say goodbye because Cassandra is retired. But I'll keep this in the back of my mind. I just wanted to see what is the situation. So they actually do get along really well, and they potentially could be a couple if things blows up between him and Donna, which is Don's female. We're gonna see. That'll be interesting to see, but that's a long way coming still because I have to play through the rest of Pleasant View and the entire Fair Play for us to be able to see what will end up happening. They clearly didn't say goodbye. Their names are also still messed up, by the way. He's supposed to be Caspian. Okay, so Bala said goodbye. Bala's using the bathroom. And gonna eat what the butler prepared. Scrumptious. There we go. Happy dinner. Shower. Okay, so the butler is turning into the night. Yeah. We'll just send her to bed because kind of normal. When she wakes up, she can pull the... Oh, I forgot about that. Never mind. Let's send her to work when she's done eating. Okay. Oops. What about her work hours? Okay, so before this lovely food spoils, I'm gonna send Cassandra to eat it and put away the rest. And shower. And she can go back to bed after. So, playstyle wise, I take a bit of creative liberty. Yes, I do look at their wants, but I also try and tell a story. So, I don't always follow their wants because I know that sometimes the wants are just things that roll because of their specific aspiration, and it doesn't necessarily fit in with the story, or sometimes it doesn't make logical sense. So, we'll see. I will take into account the things that she wants, the things that Darren wants, and obviously when I reach fair play, I will take into account what those Sims want. and then we'll see how it ends up. Alright guys, so I'm going to end this episode here. I do end up moving Bella back in with Mortimer off camera. So Cassandra is left alone in this home, and I'm going to say that, they told her she can move back if she wants, but she's saying that she has to weigh up her options. She doesn't really want to give up her home. She wants her child to be able to inherit it one day. And she feels like she's enjoying being a bit more independent. And yeah, she's not going to rush back over and live in her small room that she had as a child and try and raise her child there. She's going to do it in her own home. So yeah, that's basically what we've done in this episode, and we'll see what happens further. I hope you guys enjoyed this, that it was fun and interesting. And yeah, be blessed, happy simming, and see you next time. Bye.